PBA World Series of Bowling with Norm Duke versus Stevie Weber and Ryan Ciminelli against Derek Sapp. But 3 of the 4 have never won on the PBA Tour. Norm Duke is the only one among the semifinalists to have ever captured a PBA title, and he's done it 32 times. In Game 1 of Ciminelli versus Sapp, the #1 seed would make the first misstep, leaving the 9 in frame 2 and the 7 in the 3rd. That put Sapp in the driver's seat as he immediately strung together a 4-bagger, well on his way to taking the first game. But Ciminelli would finally answer with a strike in the 4th and seemed to have found his groove, much to his dad's relief.
He's doing fantastic. He amazes me, so this guy's really tough too.
Both would continue to strike, but it was Sapp's game to lose.
Sapp perfect through the first 7 frames. Here he is in the 8th. And a cruel close to that opening 7-bagger.
Ciminelli would strike out to win, and then went on to capture Game 2. But in Game 3, the lane conditions began to favor Sapp.
After the 2 games, I got up 2-0. They started transitioning really weird, nothing like they had been. He found it after struggling the 2nd game. That's when he went front 10, and I knew he was going to shoot a big game, so I started looking around, fishing around for something else.
A ball change set up Sapp for a chance at a perfect game.
It was a good ball change, I guess, after the first 2 games. But, you know, I'm not really, I never think about shooting 3. I'm just thinking about bowling a good game and, trying to win the match.
Sapp perfect through the front 9 here in Game 3, looking to drop a Bo Derek. 10 for 10.
The Bo Derek? Are you serious?
You love that one. I know you do.
I'll tell you what I love is watching Derek Sapp. What a great game he's got. Watch this arm swing come a little bit to the outside, tuck back underneath him. A lot like Walter Ray Williams Jr., but with a lot more hand.
And the streak comes to an end there.
He didn't get his perfect game, but he did get the Game 3 victory, handily, 287 to 213.
He was striking, and I had to try to outstrike him, and that game I did.
But the big game didn't worry Ciminelli, who was still up 2 games to 1.
That was his 3rd ball already. We both were going through a lot of transition, and I knew his look could stay the way it was. And so it was just a matter of time, I felt, before that look went away.
Ciminelli was apparently right as he crushed Sapp in Game 4, 255 to 190. But in Game 5, things would be much closer.
Must-win game for Sapp. And he gets all 10 to drop in the 10th with Ciminelli up 2.
One more strike from Sapp, and Ciminelli would have to double to win.
Gotta have it. Put some pressure on Ciminelli.
And leaves the 7-10 again.
If I double there, he has to double. Instead he only needs a mark. That's a huge, huge swing. It's a big difference needing a mark versus needing a double. That goes without saying.
Ciminelli would strike on his 1st in the 10th, essentially locking up the game and the match.
Yeah!
Thanks, boss. Thank you. Appreciate it.
For Sapp, the tournament was bittersweet. He bowled well, but the 2 splits in Games 1 and 5 were fatal.
If those 2 shots fall, I'm probably up 3-2. We would have still had to keep going. But, that's the way it goes. The way he's bowling right now, he's bowling with no fear. Every time he's needed to make a shot in match play, he has.
Ciminelli has made his first PBA Tour final of his young career. His dream, as well as his father's, nearly within grasp.
When I went up and hugged him in the bleachers, he said, "I can't believe it, 1 away." And he was already on the phone with my mom, calling her and telling her because she couldn't be here. And she was crying over the phone. And he was almost speechless.
Like Ciminelli.